Welcome everyone. Once again, we are uh, in the series of economics, class 10, chapter number 1. All right, so let's begin. So economics syllabus concerning to ICSE economics, chapter number 1, factors of production. Learning objective: what do you mean by capital? Explain the various types of capital. Now, what do you mean by capital? Many a times we understand capital as the money which is invested by the proprietor or the partners or the shareholders into the business. But it has more to it. We just when we talk about capital, it does not mean the money which is being invested, but rather it means sum total of all those things which are used for production, for used for reproducing goods and services, which are later sold in the market. Now, so a capital refers to those reproducible or man-made durables, durable goods, all right, which are used as input to produce other goods and services, presently or in future. We may produce it now, or we may produce it in future, all right, and sell it in the market. That depends, all right. But those things which can be used for further production is called capital. Example of it, you can see you might see this thing a lot of times in the uh, construction site, a JCB, which is used to level and to dig the ground and all right. A tractor, which is used by the farmers quite a lot to cultivate their land, which is used again and again over the years for production. A plant means what? A factory which is used by the industrialist to produce goods and services over the years. All right. Now let's go to the next question, and the next question is, what are the various types of capital? Now, various types of capital, first is the fixed capital, and the circulating capital. Fixed capital means what? Which is used again and again for further production, which is continuously used for again and again for production. All right. And circulating capital are those capital, once it is used, it plenishes. It cannot be reused in further production. All right. Examples of it is a factory, a plant, a machinery, which can be used to produce goods over the years, over a longer period of time. It remains in the business for a longer period of time. Whereas raw materials such as coal, iron ore, etc., are those materials which are those capital which are once used cannot be reused. All right, and that plenishes. Sunk capital and floating capital. Now, sunk capital is what? The sunk capital is that money which is invested in one machine. It can do only one kind of work. It cannot be used for other purposes. All right, it will be used for only that purpose which it has been purchased. All right. So sunk capital and floating capital. Now, sunk capital, you can see that a printing machine can be used only for printing. It cannot be used for anything else rather than printing. So printing machine is a sunk capital. Once you invested the money in it, it remains there locked for a longer period of time, and it cannot be liquidated very easily. Whereas floating capital is the amount which is invested in raw materials such as coal, iron ore, and all. So coal, imagine that you have coal, a stock of coal with you. Now that stock of coal can be used for production of electricity. Like for example, the Tata Group of Industries are having a huge amount of coal with them. Now that coal can be used for production of iron ore, all right, steel, in the steel industry, or it can be used in Tata power plant. All right, they can use it there for producing generating electricity. So that can be maneuvered in various other purposes also. So it cannot be fixed to only one purpose. So that is why it is called floating capital. It can be used in alternative line of production. Next is remunerating and auxiliary capital. Now, remunerative capital is the amount of capital which is required to pay to be used for the payment of wage and salaries to the workers. All right, those money which is used for payment of the workers, all right, for their services rendered, is called the remunerative capital. On the other hand, man-made equipments such as machinery, like we have the printing machinery, all right, is called the auxiliary capital, which is used, all right, in the production process, which with the help of which the workers are able to produce more goods and services. So those are the machines which are used in production. Those are the inputs which are used in production, all right, and it remains there for a long period of time. Real capital, money capital, and debt capital. Now, real capital, what happens is the stock of raw materials. Stock of raw materials such as the coal, the iron ore, other things and all. Those things are real capital, or real raw material which are there for use in the for using in the production, is called real capital. The money capital, all right, you can see that the photograph of coal mine, all right, the coal which is excavated, that can be the stock of coal raw material, is called the real capital. Money capital is the amount of cash or money which we have in the in the vault or the bank, all right, which could have been acquired by themselves from their own resource or by finance. If I have say 5 lakh rupees and I've kept it in a business, that will be called as money capital, or I have taken a loan from some bank or some organization, that will also be called as money capital. Debt capital is what? Debt capital is the amount of money which we invest in some shares or debentures of other companies, all right, like the stock exchange. When we go and deposit some money in the stock exchange, all right, that is called the debt capital. All right, let's go to the next slide. Now, there are other capital such as production capital and consumption capital. Production capital are those capitals which are used in the process of production, like the machinery and all. And consumption capital are those raw materials which are used in the process of production. All right. Internal capital and external capital. Internal capital are those capital which are sourced from within the country, from within the boundaries of the country. It is not taken from externally. And external capital are those capitals which are imported from other countries of the world. Human capital is the amount of skills and the ability and the training which the people, the workers have, and the ability and the efficiency of them to produce more and more goods efficiently and in a larger quantity. I hope you have understood these topics. For the next part of the chapter, all right, I'll be coming up later. Thank you very much. Have a very good day.